Most people work their whole lives for money, but they never really learn about money. They follow the simple rules they learned as children. Go to school, find a safe job, work hard, and hope everything will be okay. But for many, this path does not lead to freedom. It leads to a life of stress, worry, and feeling trapped. They feel like they are running in a circle, working just to pay bills, with no real progress. Today, we are going to break that circle. We will learn a new story, a powerful story about money, about life, and about how you can build your dreams step by step. We will explore 8 important money rules that school never taught you. These rules are simple to understand, but they are powerful enough to change your entire life. And we will do this together, with a special focus on how to think in English about these critical life topics. This is more than just an English lesson. It is a lesson for your life, delivered in a way that will improve your language abilities. If you are ready to take control of your financial future and significantly boost your English skills at the same time, then you are in the perfect place. Show your commitment to your growth by liking this video and subscribing to our channel, English Unshackled, for more practical lessons that empower you. This is a story about a woman named Sophia. Sophia was a kind and intelligent person. She worked very hard as an administrative assistant in a small, quiet office. Every day was the same. She would wake up, go to work, do her tasks well, come home, feel tired, and repeat. Every month on the 25th, she received her salary. It was a moment of temporary relief. But that relief quickly disappeared. She immediately had to pay her bills, the rent for her small apartment, the electricity, the internet, her student loan. After that, she bought food for the month, and when everything was paid, she looked at her bank account. There was almost no money left. She felt a heavy weight in her chest. She was working so hard, but she was not moving forward. She felt stuck, like a car with its wheels spinning in the mud. She dreamed of a different life, a life with more freedom, more choices, and less worry. But that life felt so far away, like a distant star. She often thought to herself, if only I could earn more money, all my problems would be solved. This is a very common idea. Many people believe that a bigger salary is the only answer, but it is not the complete truth. And Sophia was about to discover why. One evening, while browsing the internet, an advertisement caught Sophia's eye. It was for a free online seminar. The topic was Financial Freedom, the simple rules they don't teach you. Toot. Sophia was usually skeptical of these things, but the word freedom resonated with her. She was tired of feeling stuck. She decided to watch it. She made a cup of tea, sat down with her laptop, and started to listen. A man with a calm, clear voice began to speak, and the very first thing he said hit Sophia with incredible force. He said, "Welcome. The first rule we will discuss tonight is the most important, because it is the foundation for everything else. You must understand that money is a tool, not the goal." Sophia paused the video. A tool? She had never thought of it that way. For her entire life, money was the ultimate goal. She dreamed of having a big salary, a beautiful house, a nice car. These were the images of success she saw everywhere. But the speaker explained the idea with an analogy. "Think of a hammer," he said. "A hammer is a very useful tool. You use it to build a house, a table, or a chair. But you don't fall in love with the hammer. You don't put the hammer on a special shelf to admire it every day. You love the house you built. The house is the goal, not the hammer. Money," he explained, "is exactly the same. It is a powerful tool to build the life you truly want." This simple idea was a revelation for Sophia. She asked herself a question for the first time. What do I want to build? What was her house? After much thought, a dream that she had kept hidden in her heart for years came to the surface. She wanted to open her own small, cozy coffee shop, a place where people could relax, read a book, and enjoy a wonderful cup of coffee. That was her dream. Suddenly, her motivation changed completely. She was no longer just chasing a bigger salary. She was on a mission to gather the tools she needed to build her coffee shop. This new perspective gave her energy and purpose. Understanding your why is a fundamental part of your English for daily life. When you have a clear purpose, every action has more meaning. The speaker in the seminar then introduced the second rule, which was just as important. Learn before you earn. He said, "Many people want to get rich quickly, but getting money is not the hardest part. The truly difficult part is keeping it and making it grow." He told a short story about a man named John, who won $1 million in the lottery. John was ecstatic. He quit his job, bought a huge house and 3 expensive cars. He gave money to all his friends and family. He traveled the world, but he had no financial education. He didn't know how to manage his new wealth. In just 3 years, all the money was gone, and he was in debt. John's problem was not bad luck. His problem was that his bank account got big, but his financial knowledge did not. Sophia understood this perfectly. She looked at her own life and realized she knew almost nothing about managing money. At the same time, she knew her career opportunities were limited because her English was not very strong. She thought, "I need a real education, and I know that many of the best books, articles, and courses about finance are in English." So, Sophia created a powerful plan for herself. She decided to dedicate 1 hour every single day to learning. No excuses. For 30 minutes, she would study personal finance. For the other 30 minutes, she would focus on her English. It was a commitment to her future self. She started her English practice from the basics. She found an excellent YouTube channel for English for beginners, one that explained grammar in a simple and clear way. She started building her English vocabulary, creating a special notebook for new words related to money, like budget, savings, investment, asset, and debt. To improve her English pronunciation, she would say each new word out loud 10 times, trying to copy the speaker from the video. This dual learning plan was brilliant. She was building 2 of the most valuable skills in the modern world at the same time: financial literacy and English proficiency. When you learn about a topic you are passionate about, like finance for Sophia, Your motivation to learn the language skyrockets. The language is no longer just a school subject. It becomes a tool to unlock valuable knowledge. Sophia began by reading simple articles online about personal finance. The very first topic she studied was budgeting. This led her to the third rule: create a budget and tell your money where to go. Before this moment, Sophia's money was like a wild animal. It came into her account and then ran away, and she had no idea where it went. A budget, she learned, was like a map for her money. It was a plan that she created. So, she sat down and made her first budget. On one side of the page, she wrote down her monthly salary. On the other side, she meticulously wrote down every single one of her expenses. The big ones were easy: rent, food, transport. But then she looked closer. She analyzed her bank statements and was shocked. She was spending a significant amount of money on small, almost invisible things. The daily coffee she bought on her way to work. The streaming subscriptions she barely used. The online shopping for clothes she didn't really need. Her budget showed her the unfiltered truth. The problem wasn't that her salary was too small. The problem was that she was not managing it with intention. So, she made some strategic changes. She bought a nice thermos and started making delicious coffee at home. She canceled 2 subscriptions. She made a rule to wait 48 hours before buying any non-essential item online. These small changes had a big impact. At the end of the first month with her new budget, she had extra money left over. It wasn't a huge amount, but it was a start. For the first time, she felt truly in control of her financial life. She felt powerful. This is a very practical English skill for you to develop. Learning how to create and discuss a budget is excellent for your speaking practice. This new feeling of control led her perfectly to the 4th rule: pay yourself first. The speaker had explained this concept very clearly. Most people, he said, get their salary, pay all their bills and expenses, and then they hope to save whatever is left. But what usually happens? There is nothing left to save. The secret, he revealed, is to reverse the order. The moment you receive your salary, before you pay any bills, the very first bill you pay is to your future self. You immediately transfer a part of your income, maybe 10%, into a separate savings account. This account is for your future, for your goals. You must pretend that this money no longer exists for your daily expenses. You then live and pay your bills with the remaining 90%. This was a revolutionary idea for Sophia. She decided to try it. The next payday, as soon as the money arrived in her account, she transferred 10% to her savings. It felt scary at first. The amount in her main account was visibly smaller, but she had her budget. She trusted her plan, and it worked. She was able to pay all her bills and live comfortably on the remaining money. At the end of the month, she had successfully saved money without even thinking about it. She had automated her savings. This is how you build a powerful and consistent saving habit. This rule can radically change your financial future, and it's a fantastic topic for your English speaking practice. Try explaining the pay yourself first principle to a friend in English. Sophia was feeling more confident and empowered than ever before. Her savings account was growing for the first time in her life. Her English was also improving week by week. She made listening practice a core part of her routine. She listened to financial podcasts during her commute to work. At home, she discovered a powerful technique for fluency: shadowing practice English. This technique is incredibly effective. You find a short audio clip of a native speaker, and you play it, trying to speak at the exact same time, copying their pronunciation, rhythm, and intonation. It's challenging at first, but it trains your mouth and your brain to produce more natural-sounding English. This regular practice was dramatically improving her English fluency. What are your thoughts on this approach? Do you believe that small, consistent, daily actions are the real secret to achieving big goals in your life, whether in finance or in learning a language? Let us know your opinion in the comments section below. Your insights are valuable to our community. The fifth rule from the seminar was about a topic that made many people uncomfortable: debt. The speaker said, "Avoid bad debt, like the plague." He carefully explained that there are two kinds of debt: good debt and bad debt. Good debt is money you borrow to buy something that will increase your wealth or income in the future. For example, a student loan to get a degree that leads to a high-paying job can be good debt. A loan to start a profitable business can be good debt. Bad debt, on the other hand, is money you borrow to buy things that lose value over time and do not generate income. This includes things like expensive cars, the latest smartphones, or designer clothes bought with a credit card. Credit card debt is often the worst kind of bad debt because the interest rates are incredibly high. It's like trying to climb a mountain while carrying a backpack full of heavy rocks. Sophia felt a knot in her stomach. She had some credit card debt. She had bought a new laptop and some clothes a year ago, and she was still paying for them. She was only paying the minimum amount each month. The speaker said this was a major financial mistake. You must attack your high-interest debt and pay it off as fast as you possibly can. So, Sophia created a new, aggressive plan. She took all the extra money she was now saving thanks to her budget and directed it towards her credit card debt. It was a sacrifice. It meant she had even less money for fun things, but she was laser-focused on her big goal, her coffee shop. She saw her debt as a huge brick wall standing between her and her dream. Every extra payment she made was like removing one brick from that wall. Month after month, she paid much more than the minimum. Finally, after a challenging but focused year, she made the final payment. She was completely debt-free. A feeling of immense relief washed over her. She felt light and free. It was a massive victory. This is another excellent topic for your English conversation. You can practice using common phrasal verbs like pay off. To pay off a debt means to eliminate it completely. Using phrasal verbs correctly is a key part of speaking natural English. Now that her debt was gone, all that extra money could go directly into her savings. This led her to the sixth rule. You must understand the difference between assets and liabilities. This was a deep lesson, one that the rich understand very well. The speaker explained it in the simplest terms possible. An asset, he said, is something that puts money in your pocket. A liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. It's that simple. For example, a rental property that you own is an asset. It generates rental income for you every month. But a new, expensive car that you buy is a liability. You have to pay for fuel, insurance, maintenance, and repairs. It constantly takes money out of your pocket. The speaker stressed that wealthy people focus their lives on acquiring assets. Poor and middle-class people, however, spend their money buying liabilities that they mistakenly believe are assets. Sophia analyzed her own life through this new lens. She realized she had 0 assets. Her only source of income was her salary from her job. Her job was paying for her entire life. This was a very risky situation. This brought her to the 7th critical rule: create multiple sources of income. The speaker said, "You should never, ever depend on only one source of income. If you lose your job, you lose 100% of your income. That is a terrifying position to be in. It is far safer and smarter to have money flowing to you from different places." This idea sparked a fire in Sophia. Her English had become quite good by this point. She could comfortably have a native English conversation. Her skills to speak English were now at a professional level. She decided to use this valuable new skill to create a second stream of income. She started a small online freelance service. She offered to help small local businesses translate their marketing materials. Their websites, brochures, and social media posts from her native language into polished professional English. In the beginning, it was just a few hours on the weekends. She didn't earn a lot of money, but it was incredibly empowering. It was a second source of income that she had created herself. She was building her own small business. She continued her shadowing English speaking practice because she wanted her communication with clients to be flawless. She found that the better her English became, the more professional she sounded, and the more clients she attracted. She started learning about English collocations to make her writing and speaking sound more natural. For instance, she learned that native speakers usually say strong coffee, not powerful coffee. These small details made a big difference in the quality of her work. She was having daily English conversations with clients from different countries. It was the best possible practice speaking English. So now Sophia had 2 sources of income: her full-time job and her growing translation service. Her savings were increasing much faster now. She was finally ready for the last and most powerful rule, the 8th rule. You must invest your money. The speaker explained, "Saving money is essential. It gives you security and a safety net. But saving alone is not enough to build true wealth. The reason is a quiet, invisible force called inflation. Inflation means that, over time, the general prices of goods and services go up. This means that the money sitting in your savings account slowly loses its purchasing power. $1 today can buy more than $1 will be able to buy in 10 years. Therefore, you need to invest your money. Investing is the process of using your money to buy assets that have the potential to grow in value or produce income. For example, you can buy small pieces of large, successful companies. These pieces are called stocks. Or you could invest in real estate. This topic initially seemed very intimidating to Sophia. Like many people, she thought investing was a complex game reserved only for the wealthy. But the speaker insisted that anyone can start investing with a small amount of money. Sophia used her excellent English skills to dive deep into the subject. She read books and watched hours of videos about investing strategies for beginners. She learned about a concept called low-cost index funds, which are a diversified and relatively safe way for beginners to start investing in the stock market. She found a reputable online platform, opened an investment account, and began investing a small portion of her savings every single month. She wasn't looking for a get-rich-quick scheme. She was implementing a long-term strategy to build her wealth slowly, consistently, and safely. Her money was now working for her, 24 hours a day, even while she was sleeping. This is the ultimate power of investing. It is how you stop trading your time for money and start building real, lasting wealth. The goal is to improve your English, and then use that skill to improve your financial life. Several years passed. Sophia was a completely transformed woman. She walked with confidence. She was calm, strategic, and in complete control of her life and her finances. Her investments had grown steadily over time. Her translation business had become so successful that she was earning more from it than from her office job. One day, she looked at her accounts and realized she had finally reached her goal. She had enough capital. With a heart full of joy and a little bit of fear, she resigned from her office job. A few months later, she opened the doors to her dream, a beautiful, bright coffee shop called the English Cafe. It became a popular spot in her town, a place where people could enjoy excellent coffee, delicious pastries, and participate in weekly English conversation clubs that Sophia hosted herself. She had achieved her dream. But it didn't happen by magic. It was the result of a long journey of consistent learning and disciplined action. Sophia learned that financial freedom is not about luck or a high salary. It is about understanding the fundamental rules of money and having the discipline to follow them every single day. It is about fundamentally changing your mindset. Sophia's inspiring story is a practical guide to these 8 powerful rules. Let's review them. 1. Money is a tool to build your dream life. 2. Learn before you earn, especially financial literacy and English. 3. Create a budget and be the boss of your money. 4. Pay yourself first, always. 5. Avoid bad debt at all costs. 6. Understand the critical difference between assets and liabilities. 7. Create multiple sources of income for security. And 8. Invest your money so it can work for you. These rules are not secrets. They are simple, timeless truths. But knowledge is only potential power. Real power comes from application. Your own journey to financial freedom is very much like your journey to learning English. It requires consistent daily practice, a lot of patience, and always keeping your big goal in mind. You need to do your shadowing practice for your finances too. You find successful people, you learn their strategies, and you follow their steps. You build the small daily habits that lead to massive results over time. You can start this journey today. Choose just one of these rules and start applying it in your life this week. And, of course, continue your journey with English. The more you learn, the more doors of opportunity will open for you. Thank you for joining us today at English Unshackled. If you want more powerful stories and practical lessons to improve both your life and your English, make sure you are subscribed to our channel. We are here to support you on your path to success.